Well, and there goes the taxi. Hello folks, welcome along everybody to Marwell Manor Farm. Hope you're all doing very well today. You join me as we embark on something of a bit of an adventure, really, and a bit of a challenge, something that we've never really had to do in my career thus far. I'm just going to leave my bags there. I have been brought into Marwell Manor Farm to manage the farm, to bring it back to what it should be. We are having a little bit of a financial crisis here, I think it's fair to say. And we need to get this resolved. So that's why they brought myself in there, but I'm not going to do it alone. I'm going to be doing it with the help of yourself, you, the viewers. I want to bring you on board here, and I want to bring you in as co-farm manager, joint farm manager, I think would be fair. You're going to make the decisions with me as we roll along here, and you're going to help me and advise me on what I should be doing and where and how we should be recovering and resuscitating this farm practice, really. To give you a bit of an insight, we're going to have a bit of a look around. This was once upon a time a very large farm operation. For various reasons that declined, and now there hasn't been any operations here on this yard, particularly for many years, so we need to change that. Now it's not all doom and gloom. We do have some land available still. The owners of the farm and the estate did sell the majority of it to pay for assets, but they did retain some of it, which has been leased out recently, and they managed to keep one tractor. We did once upon a time, I'm reliably informed, we did have 4 on this yard, but we kept hold of 1. Everything else was kind of sold. There's a few little bits of machinery around here as well, but again, nothing major. We've got the trailer in there. And then there's a fertilizer spinner and a mower of all things. So there's a few things, but we're nowhere near a fully functioning farm by any stretch. What we do need to do is think about how we're going to get this up and working again. And like I said, that's where we're going to need your help. I've been reliably informed that we have a little ATV in here. So let's go and see what we've got. What we need to do, to give you a bit of a bare bones insight of what we've got at the moment, the farm itself, the balance is not great. We have 500,000 pounds is working capital. However, that is all a business loan. So technically we are 500,000 pounds in the red. We need to make money. Top and bottom of it is we need to make money. The idea is that the capital that we have there is a working capital, so we can invest it, and so we can invest it into the business and get it up and working again. Oh, it looks like we're in our little trailer here as well. But we really don't have much. As you can see, there's some big infrastructure here, so we don't need to worry about that at all. We don't need to think about how we're going to operate as a farm business, but what we do need to think about is how we can get the most out of the land that we have. Oh, hot air balloon. There we go. So that's where we come in, that's where you guys come involved as well. Currently we have 1 tractor, we have no telehandler, no loader or anything like that. I am going to have a look at a couple of machines today, because I feel like the second thing we need to do is really invest in a second vehicle, something that we can have a loader on as well, and we can get that up and working there. And then we need to have a look around our land and see what we're going to do. We have no livestock to speak of yet, but we do have the facilities here for a good sized cattle setup, which is something that we can look into. But you're going to help me with that as well, so we're going to decide how that's going to go, and we'll get this place up and working again, and we'll get it firing as we know it should do and we know it can do. For now though, I need to go make a few quick phone calls. We need to go and see, we're going to go and have a drive over. There's a neighbouring dealership actually who have a few different small tractors around. So we're going to go and have a look at those, see which one would fit our needs, and look at the costs of them all. And then, yeah, we'll make a decision. So stay tuned, and I'll be back with you when we're over at the store. Alright folks, we have made it. Whoever's idea it was to bring in this little Mahindra ATV, it's an absolute genius. This thing's a spaceship of a vehicle. Absolutely flies. Anyway, less about that for now. We need to... I've already had a bit of a chat with the dealer over the phone. I kind of told him what my needs were, and he had a few vehicles in stock that we could have a look at. And lo and behold, here you go. So, these are kind of the 3, none of these are bigger than 150 horse. They're all in that bracket at least. But there's varying costs to them as well. So what we need to think about here is what we do for which vehicle we want, how much it's going to cost us. Obviously one of them is a little bit older than the other one, so that's a little less expensive there. But because it's a Fendt, it's actually held its value pretty well. So we need to consider that and factor that into our equation here. So each tractor we're going to put a loader onto. Like I say, we do need a loader. We can't afford to go out and buy a standalone telehandler at the moment, so it's going to have to be a loader tractor to begin with. We've got the Fed 515C Favourite, which is actually a really nice looking little machine here. It's got a front linkage, which the other two do. Well, one of them does, the other one does not. But then again, there is one machine back at the yard that you may have seen there earlier. That's a Case Puma, and we have a front linkage on that one. So it's not really priority. It's a good looking machine though. Absolutely is. Very tidy looking machine. Next one across, we have the John Deere 6145R without front linkage, all fully equipped for the front loader. It can have GPS fitted to it if we need to, but in all honesty, I'd likely fit that to the case first because that'll be the tractor doing the main groundwork. But yeah, 50k box on this one I do believe. It's got the new style joystick on there, which looks very nice, very ergonomic. The fence here is a little bit older, so it is still kind of down to levers. And gear levers is a little bit more manual. And then we have a Vulture S series. This is the 154E. This one comes in at around about 127,000. I must say John Deere is the most expensive, as typically you'd expect for out of this three here. That one is a little over 130,000, so there's a lot of money there. It is a significant amount of money. The Fend here, though, to give you an idea, is 92,000, so that is a lot of money. That's held its value incredibly well. So that's where we're standing. My personal preference at the moment is likely for the Vulture, I think. But what I'm going to do is, I want to get your opinions on this as well. So I'm going to get you to give me your input here. In the top right corner, you'll see there'll be a little window popping up there. Give me your opinions on what you think is the best version, and we'll see what we can do there, strike a deal somehow. But they're all very good looking bits of equipment anyway, that's for sure. We'll get a loader onto whichever one we go for. And then that'll kind of really help us out a bit there. Next thing we're going to do, so that's one thing, we're going to go and have a bit of a drive around some of our land we have here, because there's a lot of land that we got rid of, so I need to ascertain what is actually ours still and what I can work with. And then we'll see what we can get done in terms of jobs on the farm. We don't have a lot of equipment, we don't have any animals right now, so there's limitations as to what we can do. I fancy that we're going to have to get some... We need to go and make sure we're in a good position with stock of fertilizer, pesticide. We've got a fertilizer spinner, and now we're actually going to go down this communal kind of footpath here. Just to see kind of what's going on here. It's a little bit of a different route to take, but it works out well. And it's going to cut us back through to the back end of our... of our land, really. And we'll see what we've got going. We have a few fields in various different states. What I'd like to do is try and get some first coat of silage or hay made, just so we can start to think about bringing cattle back onto the yard. We don't have a baler, we don't have a combine, we definitely can't afford to get that, but what we will be looking into is a lease program, I think, for a combine, just to lease something for the season, and see how we all look from there. So yeah, we've got a lot to think about in as far as that respect. Now let's bring up my PDA again. Let's have a look here. So as you can see, we have a couple of... We're kind of on the periphery of our fields. All of our fields are south from here. So we have this big field here. Let's go and have a look and see what we've got. No, I don't know what state we're in here. But it's, so we're in some barley. It looks like it's clean. It looks like there's not a lot of weeds in here, which is always good news. It does look like though it might want a bit of a... Well, it's too late to give it any kind of treatment or any fertilizer there, but we can probably get that harvested sooner rather than later. We will need to look into, like I say, seeing if there's a contractor nearby, or seeing if we have someone who can come in and lease us a combine at least. So that's field number one. That's one priority here. Next, what we're going to do is just spin ourselves around and have a look at that grass field. There is a little bit of set aside around here, so we have this huge field has nothing going in it. Nothing growing so far, a little bit of water standing around it though, that's always something. So we can probably look at, might see if we can get a cover crop going in that one. It's a big field, we want to get that drilled sooner rather than later. We're kind of in early summer at the moment, so we don't want to drill it too, it's a little bit early to think about drilling it, but it's never too early to put a cover crop in, so we can stick one of those in. And again, try and get some organic fertilizer put into there, really get some organic matter coming through and get that nitrogen level kind of fixated, which will help us in the long run. So that's another good thing we need to look into there. Let's go and see what we have around this corner. Nice looking buildings though, I must admit, I'm very impressed with how these are all coming together, looking great, which means that we, like I say, from an infrastructure standpoint, we really don't have to worry about anything. We've got a lovely big old grain silo, and plenty of grain sheds to tip into as well, so that's good news. Spinning around here. Fantastic. Workshop. Might have to get the scrap man in here. There's an awful lot of just awful lot of the remains of old bits of equipment lying around that I'm not too keen on keeping, so we might have to do something about that. But hey, we can always be busy. Let's see what else we got going down here. That's the back of our cattle pasture. We're going to be bringing some cows in, and I think it's something we need to look into trying to establish sooner rather than later. But what I will need to do is get your assistance on that one, because I want to know what you think in terms of the number of cattle we should bring in there. So, like again, I think that we need to start focusing on around a minimum of 25, absolute minimum, but give me your opinions. Do you reckon we should go for 25? Do you reckon we should have 50? Or perhaps even 75 cattle to begin with? Do drop your answers in the opinion we have in the opinion poll coming up in the top right corner. Let me know about that one and we'll see what we can do. We need to think about, there's a lot of infrastructure to bring in with cattle though, so we won't be doing it anytime soon. It's something we have to build on, but it's definitely something we can work towards. Alright, we've got a bit of a spring crop coming through here, looking quite nice. This one is actually not owned by us, this is owned by a local neighbour, so I'm confused by my own map here. Interesting to see we have this little stackyard almost here, that's quite good. Looks like it gets a bit wet given it's on the hill there, but a nice little pasture for us to get mowing as well. What we may well do is actually get straight into this field, I think. See if we can get just a first crop off this and let it get it growing again to get a second cut as well. That would be ideal. It's all about trying to figure out where we all are at the moment. So we're going to scoot back through the yard here. The rest of our land is to the west of us. We've got 3 fields over there that we need to go and have a little bit of a look into. Around here. And we'll see how it's all coming together. Like I say, and I've alluded to multiple times, we do have a very tight operating budget here. So what we will be doing is trying to scrimp and save, find machinery. There's a chance that we'll have to lease a lot of equipment to begin with because we just can't afford it. The price of agricultural equipment these days is phenomenally expensive. So it doesn't bode well for us to try and buy it all. But yeah, we'll certainly see what we can do. If we can pick up a bargain here or there, we'll absolutely look into doing that. Now what we're going to do is just head along this field here. And we're going to come straight into our field of canola. Oh, we're in the shade here, it's a bit cool. Heavens, let's get back out here. Lovely day to be in a hot air balloon, though. Looks like some spring oilseed rape is still not quite ready, but it's a good, healthy looking crop there, that's for sure. We might well see if we can get some, get a contractor out here to get some spraying done as well. We're going to have to look into that one. But yeah, ultimately it looks alright. I don't see any weeds in the bottom of it so far, so it's looking like a fairly clean crop there, so we'll definitely see if we can get something put onto there soon. Might just give it a bit of a kick. We're going to take a drive, go into my PDA. There's a couple more fields that we have, and we just need to find where they are. So I believe they're around here. It's a good looking crop across here actually, really good. So what I would suggest at this point is, if you have ever been in a similar predicament where you've had to work hard on the financial aspect of the farm, do let us know down below. Let us know any tips or advice you may have for us to build this successfully, and I'll always welcome that feedback. We will be coming with a regular kind of journal just to let you know how we're getting on here, and so we'll keep you abreast of everything that we're doing, and it'll be a good insight moving forward. And yeah, hopefully you'll see that we are able to rebuild this and bring it back up to its, well, I guess its former glory really. Oh, and then we've got this just through here. Nice little grass paddock as well. We'll probably try and get in with the mower for this one. And there's one through there as well. That one through the gate, I'm guessing, must be ours. So, hey, we've got plenty to work with. What I think we'll go and do is go back, have a look, check over the tractor that is there, make sure it's all looking good, and then hook up the mower and go get some grass knocked down. So we'll spin back to the yard and we'll see you there. Another nice little storage shed here as well. I do like this one a lot. Yeah. So this is the one machine that we kept hold of. I'm not sure what like I said, we did. There used to be four tractors on this yard. We had enough land to work them all frequently. Not sure what they were, but what I do know is this is a relatively newish case. I think this was the newest of the lot when they sold up there. This is a case Puma 160 CVX. It looks in good condition. Looks immaculate. Front and rear PTO. If we jump into it, still starts. Still sounds pretty good as well. So we're going to get this used up a little bit over the next few days as well, get it put to work there. I do believe one of the previous tenant farmers, when everything was going kind of down the drain, he used this to do a little bit of contracting work here and there. I think that was about the top and bottom of it really. Which is why we kept the one machine there, and there's a few little bits and pieces around here, nothing too special. But hey, it's a not bad looking little tractor, this one at all. What I think we'll go and do though for now is we're going to go and stick this into the workshop, which is just up here, which I might move actually because it's open, so it's not like when it gets cold and wet that we can work in here very well. I might just move this to a different building where we can shut the doors and work in the winter. But what I think we'll do is we'll just park this here now. I'm going to have a bit of a sieve, so we'll make sure the oil levels are all looking good before we go too far. And we can make sure that everything is good to start work, and I don't want to cause any more damage before I even started here. That would be disastrous. And that is pretty much us for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves up and working here, see what we can do, and then we'll come back to you later on in the week when we've made a little bit more progress. I look forward to hearing your input as always and see what we can get done. And together we'll make this farm a success again. So until then though, thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who very kindly agrees to host us. And we will see you in the next one. So until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch you later.